Do you wake up 2, 3, or even 4 times a night to pee? It's not your age, and it's not your willpower. Throughout the day, fluid pools in your legs. When you lie down, it returns to your bloodstream, and your kidneys get to work around 2 a.m. Today, I'm going to show you the water pitcher rule. It's a simple system you can set up in just a few minutes. Most people feel relief within the first 3 nights. And the bonus part, less morning puffiness. Let's break down how it works. The water pitcher rule, your precise hydration blueprint. This method removes all the guesswork and puts you on a precise schedule. First, get yourself a clear glass or plastic pitcher, something that holds about 2 liters or 64 ounces. This pitcher will be your visual guide for the day. Now, let's determine your total water goal. For the average adult man, the general recommendation from health authorities is around 125 ounces per day, which is about 3.7 liters. However, this is not a one-size-fits-all number. Your personal needs can change. For instance, in the summer when the temperature is high and you're sweating more, you'll need to increase that amount. If you have a physically demanding job or you exercise intensely, your needs will be higher. In the colder winter months, you might not feel as thirsty, but the dry indoor air from heating systems still requires you to maintain a solid baseline of hydration. So, think of that 125 ounces as your starting point and adjust it based on your activity and environment. Now, here's how you set up the pitcher to make this system foolproof. The most crucial part of this rule is dividing your day into 2 hydration windows, the main 75% window and the final 25% window. So you need to mark a line on your pitcher that represents 25% of its volume. If you have a 2-liter or 64-ounce pitcher, that 25% mark is at 500 milliliters or 16 ounces. Now, to make this incredibly simple without any guessing, 16 ounces is equal to 2 standard 8-ounce glasses of water. So you can physically pour 2 glasses of water into your empty pitcher and then draw a line with a permanent marker right at that water level. Label this line evening limit. Here is the exact timeline to follow. Your first goal is to consume 75% of your total daily water intake before your evening meal. Let's set a target time of 6 p.m. This means the bulk of your hydration is front-loaded into your active hours. The remaining 25% of your water, those last 2 glasses in your pitcher, is to be consumed slowly in the period between 6 p.m. and no later than 2 hours before your scheduled bedtime. If you go to bed at 10 p.m., this means your absolute hard stop for all drinking is at 8 p.m. After this time, you do not drink anything more. The only exception is if you need to take essential medication. In that case, you are allowed a tiny sip of water. Think 1 tablespoon, just enough to help you swallow the pill, not a full gulp from a glass. This strict cutoff is the key to an empty bladder at night. The science behind this precise timing is what makes it so effective. During the day, especially if you sit or stand a lot, gravity causes fluid to naturally pool in your lower legs and ankles. This is a condition called dependent edema. When you finally lie down flat in bed, gravity's pull is gone. All that trapped fluid starts to move back into your bloodstream. Your kidneys detect this sudden surge in fluid volume and kick into high gear to filter it out, which creates urine and fills your bladder. By front-loading your hydration and then having a 2-hour dry window before bed, you give your kidneys a crucial head start. They can process that last bit of water you drank before the major fluid shift from your legs even begins. You're essentially separating the 2 main sources of nighttime urine production. And this isn't just a folk remedy, it's a strategy supported by clinical observation. A study highlighted in the journal Urology consistently showed that individuals who shifted the majority of their fluid intake to the earlier parts of the day saw a significant reduction in how often they had to get up at night. The water pitcher rule is a practical, easy-to-follow system based on this exact physiological principle. Now for a quick question, do you currently track your water intake in any way? Let me know in the comments if you use a specific app, a marked water bottle, or if you just tend to drink when you feel thirsty. Now that we have our hydration blueprint, let's move on to the second secret, which integrates this principle into a full pre-sleep routine. Secret number 2, the 3-2-1 method, your pre-sleep countdown. While the pitcher rule manages your fluids throughout the day, the 3-2-1 method is a powerful countdown that prepares your entire body for a night of deep, restorative rest. It addresses 3 key areas that can sabotage your sleep: digestion, final fluid processing, and physical preparation. Think of the pitcher as your strategy for the day and the 3-2-1 method as your tactical plan for the evening. Let's break it down. The 3 stands for 3 hours before bed, and the rule is no more large meals. Eating a heavy meal close to bedtime forces your digestive system into high gear right when your body is supposed to be powering down. This process generates heat, raising your core body temperature, which can interfere with the natural drop in temperature needed to initiate sleep. Furthermore, lying down with a full stomach can lead to issues like acid reflux or heartburn, which are guaranteed to disrupt your rest. This isn't just anecdotal advice. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that late-night meals, particularly those high in carbohydrates or fats, could decrease sleep quality, increase the time it takes to fall asleep, and reduce the amount of deep sleep you get. The 2 stands for 2 hours before bed, and this is where our pitcher rule syncs up perfectly. The rule is no more significant drinking. You've already reached your hard stop time. This 2-hour buffer is critical. It gives your kidneys ample time to process the last of the day's significant fluid intake and send it to your bladder before you get into bed. This final processing happens while you're still upright and moving around, allowing you to empty your bladder effectively before you lie down for the night. Finally, the 1 stands for 1 hour before bed, and this involves 2 key actions: leg elevation and the double void. This step is your secret weapon against that fluid shift we talked about. For about 10 to 15 minutes, lie down comfortably on your back, either on the floor or on your bed. Take 1 or 2 firm pillows and place them under your lower legs, specifically supporting the area of your calf muscles. The key is to keep your legs relatively straight, without bending them at the knee. You don't need to elevate them to an extreme 90-degree angle. The goal is to create a comfortable, gentle slope, ensuring your feet are positioned higher than your heart. This angle is crucial. It must be significant enough for gravity to gently drain the fluid that is pooled in your legs throughout the day, but not so high that it causes discomfort. This proactive step encourages that fluid to return to your circulation before you go to sleep, giving your body a head start on processing it. Right before you climb into bed, it's time for the double void technique. Go to the bathroom and urinate as you normally would. Then, wait for about 30 to 60 seconds. Sit back down and try to go again. You might be surprised that a little more comes out. This technique helps to ensure your bladder is as empty as possible before you settle in for the night. So, the complete how-to for the 3-2-1 method is this. At 7 p.m., you finish your last meal. At 8 p.m., you have your fluid hard stop. At 9 p.m., you elevate your legs for 15 minutes. And just before 10 p.m., you use the double void technique. Each step is a logical progression that systematically prepares your body for uninterrupted sleep. Here's another question for you. Which part of the 3-2-1 method seems like it would be the most challenging for you to implement? Is it cutting off food, stopping drinks, or remembering to do the leg elevation? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts in the comments. Now, even with the perfect hydration plan and a solid pre-sleep routine, there are still a few common habits that can undo all your hard work. This brings us to secret number 3, spotting the hidden sleep wreckers. This final secret is about awareness. It's about recognizing the small, seemingly harmless choices we make in the evening that can lead to big problems overnight. The first and most common wrecker is the salty snack trap. That handful of pretzels, chips, or salted nuts you have while watching TV might seem innocent, but sodium acts like a magnet for water in your body. When you consume a lot of salt in the evening, your body holds onto extra fluid to dilute it. This fluid eventually needs to be processed and excreted, and that often happens in the middle of the night. This link is well documented. Research presented at a major urology congress showed a direct correlation. Participants who reduced their daily salt intake saw a dramatic drop in their nighttime bathroom visits. The takeaway is to swap those salty snacks for something like a small handful of unsalted almonds, a few berries, or a piece of fruit. The next sleep wrecker is the catch-up mistake. Many of us have busy days and realize around 8 p.m. that we've barely had anything to drink. The instinct is to chug 1 or 2 large glasses of water to compensate. This is one of the worst things you can do for your sleep. It's like flooding your system right before that natural fluid shift is about to begin. The water pitcher rule is designed to prevent this entirely. If you have a day where you don't meet your goal, just accept it and aim for a better start the next morning. Don't try to force it all in at the last minute. The third wrecker is the sedentary day problem. A lack of movement, especially a lack of walking, makes that fluid pooling in your legs much worse. Your calf muscles act as a second heart, helping to pump blood and fluid back up towards your chest every time you take a step. When you sit at a desk all day without moving, that pump is inactive and gravity wins. An easy fix is to set a simple timer on your phone or watch to remind you to get up and walk around for just 2 or 3 minutes every hour. It's a small investment of time that pays huge dividends for your circulation and your sleep. Finally, there's the just a sip illusion. This is the habit of taking a small glass of water to your bedside table just in case. While it seems harmless, for someone whose bladder is already near capacity, that just a sip can be the final drop that triggers the signal to wake up. By following the pitcher rule, your body will be properly hydrated, and you should find this bedside glass becomes unnecessary. I have a question for you. What is one evening habit you currently have that you think might be affecting your sleep? It could be a snack, a type of drink, or something else. Sharing it in the comments might help someone else recognize a pattern in their own life. Now I can hear a very important and logical question popping into your head. But if I stop drinking 2 hours before bed, won't I get really thirsty or wake up with a dry mouth? That's a completely valid concern, and it's a miserable feeling. Don't worry, there's a clear strategy for this. Here are 4 simple rules to prevent nighttime thirst without filling your bladder. First, the most important rule is to hydrate properly during the day. Nighttime thirst is very often a delayed signal of daytime dehydration. If you diligently follow your 1 pitcher rule and get your fluids in early, your body's cells will be properly hydrated, and you won't experience that desperate thirst at night. Second, pay attention to your breathing. Many people are chronic mouth breathers, especially as they fall asleep. Breathing through your mouth all night long leads to a rapid evaporation of moisture, causing that dry, sticky cotton mouth feeling. Make a conscious effort as you lie down to breathe gently in and out through your nose. This conserves moisture and is also better for your overall health. Third, check the humidity in your bedroom. Dry air, especially in the winter when heaters are running, can wick moisture from your body while you sleep. A simple, inexpensive hygrometer can tell you the humidity level. Ideally, it should be between 40 and 60%. If your room is too dry, using a small humidifier can make a world of difference for your sinuses, your skin, and preventing dry mouth. And fourth, if you absolutely must have a drink, think in sips, not gulps. Keep a very small cup by your bed, not a large glass. If you wake up feeling dry, take the smallest sip possible, just enough to moisten your mouth and throat. Swish it around a bit before swallowing. The goal is relief, not rehydration. Following these 4 rules should allow you to feel comfortable all night long. Today wasn't just about a pitcher, it's a simple blueprint to take back your nights. Work with your body's rhythm. Start with 1 step. Set up a water pitcher, mark the 25% evening line, and follow it for the next 3 nights. Notice how you feel. Which helped most, the water pitcher rule, the 3-2-1 method, or spotting the sleep wreckers? Tell me in the comments. If this was useful, type plan and subscribe. Sleep well, and I'll see you in the next video. Thousands of seniors have found this video helpful, so I highly recommend you watch it. Click to keep going.